Let's rock and roll. I'm ready to go live. We're going to talk about confidence. How much confidence do you have? That's what I've been, checking out with people about confidence. And I happened to be dreaming the other night and thinking about what hit me was people don't have confidence. People are out of work. People are concerned about 2026. We're in the fourth quarter. They could be losing their job. They're worried about finance. They're worried about their children going to school. How are we going to afford all this stuff? So this is my first time that I've linked not only YouTube, but TikTok and also LinkedIn. Because I have a lot of LinkedIn followers, over 10,000. And, people are very concerned about their futures. So let's talk. What do we got going on? Questions. I'm dealing with a lot of Gen Z, but I know there's a lot of baby boomers out there very worried about their futures. And you'll notice I'm indoors today. I'm indoors today. So, but I talk about legacy. I talk about life. Cincinnati, I was a big red machine. You might be too young for this, but the big red machine was a baseball team. Pete Rose and Johnny Bench and those guys. And I kind of admired them, even though I was a Minnesota Twin fan at the time. Oh my God, Lobster is still back. Okay, Lobster. Wow. Okay, Lobster, okay. Wow. That's really sad. It's really sad. Well, pessimistic, why is that? Is it your health? Is it your job? Is it your family? Why are you pessimistic? How you doing, Harris? So let's talk about that. Are you pessimistic? Why? Why? What is it? There's got to be something. Is it marriage? Is it relationships? Your job? Your finances? It's okay. I'm not naming names. I've doubted myself for many years. I'm 70 plus years old and a lot of doubt. Confidence was actually, I was coached by some really tough dudes, man. Back in the day, it was always about pushing hard, pushing hard. Hey, Joe, how's it going, man? Thanks, Bill. Uh-oh. I got to let you go, Bill. A dead-end job, huh? Well, you got to start looking at your future. Yeah, lawyers are popular on my station. It's really hard for them to specialize today. And there's not many people that trust attorneys. It's very, very few. No, I'm not, Skip. I'm not. My brother, my father, a bunch of uncles, World War II, Korea, stuff like that. Job security, yeah, really tough. Really tough. But, you really have to look at who you work for. Uncle. They call that, in Vietnam, they call me Uncle Rock. Okay. Wow. I thought it took 10 minutes to remove these guys. I'm doing the best I can, Report. Okay, report. Yeah. This guy. Okay. Okay. Skip, I'm in my 70s. My father's 100, so my genes. My ma passed at 94. She looked great too. Hey, Kevin, how you doing, man? You noticed I talked about the Hall of Fame, huh? It's cool. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's disrespectful, but, you know, it's somebody's children. It's got to be the parents. It's got to be the foundation or their friends, you know. It's really unbelievable that, you know, you would think that I give Gen Z and millennials the opportunity to really make a difference in the world, you know. Hey, Craig, how's it going, man? Craig, I'm expanding. I'm going into LinkedIn and TikTok now. So you helped me out a lot. Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, I want to be a professional too. I don't want my followers to see this crap. I just hope it's not our children or our grandkids. You know what I mean? I don't know anything about UFC, and I just see it's a tough world, man. Yeah. So I really want to thank everybody for even coming on and listening because I'm going to break through one of these days where somebody's really going to say, hey, that was a gem. Thanks, Rock. You know what I mean? I think there's a couple. I know Kevin, Greg, Craig. You know, I appreciate it, man. Ernest Hemingway, I never really read him. You know what I mean? I got to go way back. Even though, didn't he die in Florida? There's a lot of alcohol involved too, and depression, right? Mental illness. Died young. No typhoon. We have tropical rain at times. Yeah. Craig, I'm doing the best I can, man. But you know what? I'm willing to take it on. Thanks, man. So, you know, somebody brought up about work, how they're worried about their career. Careers are tough. I don't know if everybody's watching the UPS situation going on right now. You know, it's really Main Street versus Wall Street. And I was brought up blue collar, and a lot of the people I work with were, you know, blue collar, hardworking people, and still are, you know, and there's a lot of respect there, and I appreciate them. Hey, Bunny. Bad news, cancer, man. God is all right. Well, first of all, Kevin, don't blame yourself on your father. You know what I'm saying? Listen to me. My father's 100, and he's been tough on me all the way. And he still treats me like I'm 12. I just talked to him recently. You know, he's in Minnesota, I'm in Florida. And it's kind of funny because we talk about the same stuff, but listen, I'm here for you if you want to talk. It's not a problem, man. And, you know, there's mentors out there. That's all I'm trying to do is, I was very fortunate to ask a lot of questions. I'm even asking questions now, you know? Bunny, we're praying for you, kid. I hope you got some support. I hope you got some love around you besides the Lord. Leukemia, Not too many people, Terry, beat leukemia. I've seen it. A few people go down, colleagues and so on. It's bad. You know, it's very important to respect people, and when you find someone that is a wise person that really cares for you, never give them up, even if it's a short time. I'm talking about a day, 2 days, a year. I've been very lucky. I've had mentors for years, but you always got to give back. You know what I mean? You got to give back. In other words, you got to do homework, man. You got to do homework. No, Skip, I'm self-employed. I'm basically retired. This is my give back after a 50-year career of consulting and manufacturing and leadership and so on. This is what I'm giving back. I have grandchildren, I'll guarantee you, my kids don't ever bring this stuff up to me. YouTube, they don't bring it up. But listen, I mentored them, and they don't even know it, and I was tough on them. And they got that life work balance theory that's going on, the balance. I never could understand that. I always felt like you just got to keep working. You know, you got to keep working. Keep moving forward is right. Homework. Homework, it's not easy. It's not easy, homework. I study every day. I'm studying something, you know. Skip, I don't know where you are, but I would assume every country, if you really do your due diligence and really find out who your leadership is. I mean, I'm really surprised sometimes when people take jobs and during the interview, people have quit during the interview because they're focused on certain things. I look at it this way. If you're unemployed, you're looking for work, you gotta find out what type of company you're gonna work for. So you do your homework. You find out people that work at that place, see what the culture is like. Culture is a big thing, man. And it's just like a sports team. They change coaches when the culture is not right. You got to have a win-win. You got to have a win mentality. Not everybody's a winner. In today's rules, you can't be rough on people. You got to collaborate. I'm going to mention Trump. He collaborates. You see what I mean? He's tough, but he collaborates. He's always trying to make it a win-win. We're not looking for fights. We want a win-win, you know? It depends, Bunny. Everybody could make it, but when it's God's request, there's a special request. I've never been in that situation. I've never seen pain in my family. You know what I'm saying? Or I was very naive to it. I didn't understand it when uncle or aunt died or something. I got 10 brothers and sisters and we're all alive. I've never seen death within a sibling. Keep it real. How you doing? I'm not going to the Philippines. I have no interest to go to the Philippines. A lot of Filipino in Florida, a lot of Catholics at our church that are Filipino. Somebody's asking me how old I am. How many people know how old I am? You're 22 and you hate your life? No, it's not good. It's not good. You got to get off that negative attitude. I agree. Filipinos are happy because they appreciate life. Hardworking people, man. You looking for her, Craig? Kevin, you're right, man. Yeah, I could see that. I'm empathetic. I can't take a draw of blood, so I can't imagine what you're going through in cancer. I think this guy here, I don't know what he's talking about, but we're going to remove him. Thanks, Terry. Hey, Ray. Kevin. Not that soon. Happy birthday, kid. My talent? I have a lot of talent. I have a lot of talent, but you really have to discern when to use it, how to use it, and so on, because some people I know think I'm too aggressive. I've been very aggressive over the years because I was always, I always felt I was the underdog. You know what the underdog is? I always felt like I wasn't good enough for anything. You know, I was always feeling like I was on second string, not first string, you know, as a player. And I found out later in life that, you know what? I am a leader, you know? And I've learned from other people. But when there's respect and there's appreciation and there's gratitude and there's understanding, come on. Brandon, no. Okay, the king's got to go. Ever get tired of being normal? No. I'd rather be normal than abnormal. Journeyman carpentry, big time. Confidence. It's what I wanted to talk about today, basically, is confidence. You got to have confidence. You know, contentment. You know, I don't know. You only have a short amount of time to live, right, Bunny? Only a short amount of to live. I don't know what my numbers are, but I'm going to go as hard as I can, as fast as I can, until the Lord takes me, and whatever that is. And that's one of the reasons why I'm on YouTube, is because I wanted to give back. And I felt like most people my age are done. They've achieved what they wanted to achieve, but then what happens is they get complacent, they get bored, they get lazy. I don't want to get lazy. I don't want to get lazy. It's no fun. And I see it in my family too. You know, some people are, you know, happy, and some people regret their past. I don't want to regret my past. And if I could give to you, to me, that's a win. That's a win. And I like to win, whatever it is. You got to think about this. I think every day about what I'm going to do on YouTube. I do. I have to say, well, how can I really help somebody? And the word confidence came up to me. If I wanted to be negative, why would I want to be negative and pass that on? There's enough negative people in the world. And guess what? I learn how to, you know, drive by someone that's got some type of road rage or something. Why? I just let it go, and I start thinking about, you know, it's dangerous out there with people. You got to be careful. 18, hey, we got an 18-year-old. I love it, man. Cool. How does this stage of life? Believe me, my next 10 years, I'm over 80. I'm not looking forward to it. If there's any way, I remember my father telling me that if he had the money, he had the money to buy youth, but he couldn't do it. That's kind of where I feel. No matter how much money you have, you can't buy youth. Remember who just died? A couple ball players, Major League baseball players in their 60s. You probably don't know who Ricky Henderson is. Rhino just passed away, 65 of cancer. You got Ozzy at 76, but did you see his health? How about the Hulk? I mean, no matter how much you have, you can't buy your youth. You can't. Thanks, man. We got a 25-year-old. Sorry about puppies. Ryan, yeah, you know it. Thanks, Kevin. I appreciate it, man. Crystal, I don't think I'm being mean. I think I'm being honest. And I think that's what people want. They want to hear the real deal. Yep. You're 18, you don't need a boyfriend. Believe me. You know, you need inspiration. You need love, empathy. You need your parents. You might not think so, but I'm a big believer in family foundations and a happy childhood. A happy childhood is a big deal. Yeah. Thanks, like and subscribe. Thanks, man. Kids. Yeah, we can talk about children. I have great children. No shit. If you're married, I'm pro-marriage, by the way. Even though I'm divorced, I'm pro-marriage. I'm pro-life, too, so. Thanks, VP. Appreciate it. Yeah, I remember that. Ozzy, Hulk Hogan. Oh, a 98 Oldsmobile. Wow. Christian, yeah, that's true. Yes, keep looking forward. We talked about my divorce. My divorce is a multi-level divorce, well thought out, talked about year after year, tried to do the best I could, but it didn't work out. Okay, flames. Let's get rid of flames. Okay. Yeah, I'm happily divorced, but you know, I miss her at times, you know, but then I come back to reality that things weren't great. 20-year-old. Advice. Advice is stay the course. Be a person of integrity. Do the right things. Pick the right people. I always call it pick the right horse. Oh, come on, man. Three kids with 4 different women. That's kind of weird. I don't think we should talk about that stuff, man. You know? Let's stay focused. Let's stay professional. It's important to be professional. I'm here to help the people that need help, not to play games, and I'm too serious with this stuff. Hey, Josh, start with the end of night was Stephen Covey. Back in the 70s and 80s, I believe his book came out. I got his audiobook now, too. Yeah. Oh, man. Sorry to hear, Jerry. Well, you know what? If your parents aren't the greatest, maybe you can be the greatest and you could help them. I've seen mature kids try to straighten out their parents, especially if there's, addictions involved and all that, Just because your parents are a certain way doesn't mean you have to be that way. That's why you need mentorship. You need mentorship. Oh, yeah. Dating today, in fact, I don't think I would date unless I met somebody, at a Starbucks or something like that I might be interested in or referred. But you got to be careful. You got to be careful today. Bob, I don't think so. I've been insecure many years, off and on. Taha, hi. You sold your friends? Yeah. Okay, let's take this. I don't know what this means. Okay. Craig, basically, I'm hoping to be a mentor to people. It's about leadership. It's about careers, transitions, people going through divorce, people going through a job change. Doesn't matter how old you are, you're going to go through change. Parenting as a single parent, those are the things that I talk about. Oh my God. Okay, let's see here. Okay. All right, now, I don't think I've had, I talked about confidence. I want to talk about people that are not confident. How do you become confident? Especially now during tough times, I mean, are all times tough? I don't think so. But I got a lot of experience, so I know how to get through the maze, and I know which route to take. You know what I mean? Which road to take. Because if there's a red flag or there's danger, I'll move. I'll get out of the way. Practice small steps, damn right. Every day is a struggle. Not really. When I get up, I don't know if you people do this, but I always have a plan for the next day. You see? I take notes. I'm going to learn something. I've learned something every day. Every day I learn something, and YouTube Live actually helps me understand what people are looking for. So I go on TikTok, I go on YouTube, and I'm starting to discover, who's on YouTube, who's on TikTok, LinkedIn. I've been on LinkedIn for many years because I was in business. My best memories? God, I'd say my childhood was awesome. My high school days were awesome. My first 25 years of my career in manufacturing were awesome. And then I spent 25 years basically independent on my own. Really tough, man. Really tough. God is good, is right. Did I peak in high school? No. I think I learned a lot in high school. It's funny, I still have grade school and high school buddies, and we're all different. And I would say I was probably about the only entrepreneur. Everybody else worked for, government, mailman, UPS, DHL, what do you call that? Mechanic for the government, city work, a lot of government guys, a lot of pensions and health and, it breaks you down, man. When you do labor, it breaks you down. My father he always used to say, you want a job that you use your brain, not your body. And you know what? He was right. That's why he's 100. And so you use your brain. I'm not a physical person. I'm not mechanical at all. But I would hire people much better than me, much more talented, you know? Kevin, we know there's immaturity here. We know that, right? But at least most people on my station is, you know, they're sharp people. I mean, we got here, this Bob guy is kind of weird, but that's okay. You know, he probably doesn't have a life to really be proud of. That's the other thing. You want to be proud of who you were. You want to leave a legacy. You know, it's just not money. You know what I mean? So, but I'm wiping them out, man. Craig, I'm wiping them out little by little. Bob is a real piece of work, man. Okay, all right. Kevin, I thought you were at work. You're New Zealand, right? What are your hours? I'm 7:18 Eastern PM. What time are you? Different in, let me see here. Let me see, this guy here. Okay. Yeah, I have great kids, man. 6:18, that's Central Time, huh? No, people care about you. You just gotta reach out. Doesn't matter how old you are. Yeah, Craig, it helps though what to do. I don't know what's going to happen. Eventually they go away. It's the mental illness. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure they're not working. They don't have any value. What kind of value is that? Let's not even talk about it. Okay. Okay. Wow, 60 and no gray hair? Cool. Bald is, I guess, fantastic. I know a lot of guys they shave their heads. I'll keep my hair as long as I can. Okay, I think this guy here, isn't he? Okay. I think eventually they catch up with these guys. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty sad. Well, you know, there's issues we got to let people take care of that. My father used to say, still does, colors show. You know, some of these people don't have any friends. You know that. Very depressed, nothing else going on, no career, no children. But that's good. If you got a problem, mental illness, and you can't help kids grow, you're better off with no children. You see what I'm saying? No, I'm not Irish. Yes, Aaron, I'm beyond that. Sorry to hear, Cherry. Yeah, Bob. pretty sad. Okay. I think I've achieved what I wanted to achieve if there's no questions. You know, I've hit my numbers. Thank you. I appreciate that. This all helps my algorithm. It all helps. And if I help people that are looking to grow, that are ambitious, that want to have excellent behavior, people of integrity, people of empathy and so on, that's great, you know? Yeah. Wow. Thank you, JM. Appreciate it. Thank you, Aaron. I've never been called that. I always thought I was just intelligent, you know? I wasn't techie. I'm starting to get techie now. Taiwanese, smart people. Yeah. And they have a great relationship with Vietnam. They need Vietnam. Kevin, thanks, man. It hasn't been easy, but I talked to the right people and they've taught me a lot, you know? I don't know what that means, but there's no reason to hate yourself. You know, you're one of God's children, so. But you know what? You got to do something for yourself. You got to do something for yourself, man. You know, you want to be happy, you can be happy. You want to be unhappy, it's your choice. You have choices. It's the people that are sick that have the courage to fight it. I mean, I don't know if I would do it, you know? Parenting is not easy. We all know that. Well, I'm one of 11 kids. And my mother and my father had a good understanding of how to handle 11 kids over 20 years. You know, I have a brother 79 and a brother 60. And my parents knew how to handle us all. And we're still united for 11 children. That's not too bad. And the parents. Yes, 11 children. That's right. Okay. 3 acres. Cool. I never liked cutting grass, though. I used to have to cut. We had an acre. We lived on an acre in a suburb of our family, and cutting grass was no fun. If I could be on the baseball field, I preferred to be on the baseball field. Terry, 3 left, huh? I wasn't a fighter. I would run. Oh my God. Yeah. In softball, I was a shortstop. I hit left, so that was good. I threw right. I was a terrible catcher. But my son became a Hall of Fame catcher in college, and he played a little minor league as a catcher, and that was my pride and joy, man. And now I got a couple grandkids that might be catchers. I love the catching position. Those are dudes, man. Well, Aaron, you know you don't have it, man. That's the other thing. A lot of people think they could be an entrepreneur. They don't have the grit. They don't have the balls. Yeah, Pudge Rodriguez was my son. He had the same build, hit doubles, had a throwing arm that was unbelievable, and he knew pitchers. Thanks. Yeah, the trolls, do they get paid to do this stuff? Why are they on this? I don't get it. Yeah, they're not too sharp. They're not too sharp. I would say they're probably under 25, don't you think? A lot of these guys. And they're probably guys. They're probably not women. Women don't have that mentality. Okay. Yeah, my kid, he's still in good shape. He made the right decision. He decided to get out, and he got into finance. So he did the right thing. He did the right thing. Even though he had a great career, he knew that, being American, he was going to ask too much money and a few other things. But that was early 2000s. So it's been 20 years since he played. Yeah. Mr. Gamer, how you doing? No, I don't need the money. I'm hoping that if you need money, you could go out and earn it. You earn it by doing things like this, passing on your talent, passing on your brains, like my father passed on to me. I had very few bosses in my career. I had a 50-year career, I had one boss. And then later on, I had one partner as an adult. And I've been on my own ever since. Oh my God. The only thing I could do is pray for some of these guys. That's a right term though, a troll. That's what I think of the troll. The minds that these kids have, you know what I mean? It's unbelievable. Yeah, Yankees are struggling. I'm a Yankee fan. I'm struggling. I look every day and it's tough. Nope. Nope, I will not do that. You guys should get out there and get a job, man. Use your brains. You're wasting your time on this stuff. I got some smart guys. Right, Kevin? What do you think? These guys are your age. What do you think of these guys? Phillies fan, hey, I don't know, man. I watched that San Diego game last night and it was a really exciting game. I thought the Mets were going to win. It was kind of fun. Yeah, talk to Aaron. Let's see if he could even spell his age. Oh my God. Yeah, Babe Ruth was awesome, man. Because my kids went to the Nationals. It was really cool. It was really cool to see your kids actually go through grade school, high school, Babe Ruth, what's the American Legion, gone to college, play nationals in the college. I mean, it was awesome. No USPS? No. I'm watching them really close, though. I'm a very strategic guy. I think we got another crazy dude here. Good for you. Good for you. Hardworking dude. I'm seeing a lot of my nephews and nieces going to trade school. Good for them. And they're bilingual. It's even better. Then they get into management without paying those college dues. And by the way, they're being recruited out of trade school. You can't find enough hardworking kids, man. You know? Yeah, it's kind of sad. Let's not give them any attention, man. They're just talking to the wind. And I hope the algorithm eventually catches them. Way to go. Way to go. You utilized. I bet you network like crazy. Electricians, good business, man. Once again, hard on your body, but good working people. Pension, solid growth. Pension, Social Security, good thing. And you know what? Those people that work in the trades, they bring up their kids really well. They bring up their kids. They work really hard. They're good role models. Good role models for their kids. Yeah, I am unemployable because I wouldn't work for anybody. I work for myself. And I only bring on the best people of the best people. And then you got to make sure that you take care of them. You do the right thing. Okay. What else is going on? All right. I know there's a lot of good contractors out there. Let's take a look at this guy. Now he's getting into a bad spot. Okay. All right. Tough business. You got to do it all. Good for you, man. 2 jobs. Good for you. Hey, Sean. 21-hour shifts. So what? I've been there, done that. When you're self-employed and you get an order, you got to deliver. Not only do you have to promise, you have to never overpromise. Never underdeliver. You overpromise. You do the job, and you're always on time. Yeah? Very risky. And it's a reputation that you'll never get back. It's kind of like Aaron. He probably couldn't hold a job, and so he's on this. I mean, this is a type of talent. You call this talent? This is a waste of talent. And I feel sorry for the parents. Well, they're probably living in the basement. You see what I'm saying? Okay, another experience. Not what I was hoping for. I thought I'd get some intelligence, but I think it's 90% bad, 10% people that are willing to learn and to grow. That's why I'm so excited about Vietnam. Vietnam, these people are smart, intelligent. They don't even know what trolls are, you know? They don't even know what they are. I write usually, but I'm using AI a lot now. So I'll try to articulate what I'm trying to say via voice, and then AI spits it out and I make a couple changes. But I'm doing all my emails that way and everything now. Because I used to take a lot of time just writing a proposal, for an example. Cool. Cool, Brian. Way to go, man. Of course you don't care. Oh my God. I've been hungry. Interesting. It was actually kind of a lot of gray. I saw a lot of gray because I think they did a lot of their homes and their condos and so on in gray. Wasn't it over the years? I'm glad you asked about the book. The process, listen, the process of the book, it was probably about 12 years. The idea was there for about 11. And the death of my mother motivated me because everybody that come to the service and the cemetery and the services, they were all talking about my mother, and my father was there, of course. And I said, you know, I got to get this down on paper. And I worked with my father side by side for about 17 years, so I knew a lot of what was going on in the past. And I saw my father in action with 3M Company, you know, 3M, huge company. And I knew my dad was an ethical guy, a man of integrity, 350 employees, 3 shifts. I mean, you know, that's how I became a workaholic. I wanted what he was doing. I wanted to own that business someday, somehow. And so going back to the book, I had to get this is before AI was real popular. I brought in a ghostwriter, and I bootstrapped the whole thing all the way through. I have a second book coming out that's already in a manuscript form. I got it with my attorney right now for intellectual property and so on. So I've been trademarking and registering basically my name and a lot of my work. And that's my legacy to my grandkids and my families. No, I didn't. No, I had a ghostwriter, a very good writer, by the way. Sorry, I know there's people that are jealous. I know there's people that are envious, especially guys like me that you think I didn't earn it. I earned it all the way, man. I had to fight critics. But guess what? I know how to motivate. I know how to lead and bring the team on. And guess what they became? Entrepreneurs themselves. Because you could be an entrepreneur. You don't have to be a loser. It's your choice. It's your choice to be a winner or a loser. You know? A lot of people quit. What is it? 90% of the world quits? 90% of people quit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, some people get caught and go to jail. Yeah. You must have did something wrong. Okay. We got a few more minutes left and I met my goal. That's all I'm looking for is the goal. Because people come back for this stuff, man. Come back for this. I know a few people have been to jail, and they came back, and I think they felt really bad that they lost a lot of their life by doing the wrong things, and they got caught. But you know what? There's some people that turn it around and become good people, and, you know, it works out. I got a close friend that went to jail, came out a better person, and never looked back, you know? You know what? If you got 20 years of financial difficulty, what was it from? You got to look at the source. What was it? I know that people that have spent more than they earned. I mean, you can't do that. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying they didn't qualify. There's a lot of people that have worked 3 jobs so their kids could go to college or their kids could get a better life. You know? That comes from the parents, the foundation, not from the hood. You know? I was from a lower blue-collar neighborhood, and some guys hung themselves underage in jail. We couldn't believe it. A 16-year-old woman was killed in a car accident because the guy was going 105. I was like 8, 9, 10 years old, and we're looking around. I've never gone through that type of family trauma. Our family was always go, go, go. Work, work, work. Yeah. No, I'm a baby boomer. Yeah, I'm fortunate. I had good genes. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Any other lessons? Wow, I'm getting pretty good at this, man. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty sad, man. It's pretty sad. Thank you. It's all in my book, Jake. It's all in my book. I'm not here to criticize the children of the mother of my children. Because she did good. She did good. Go on my website. You could order it, my book. It's a memoir. I got a lot of publications. I'm an expert in my industry. I'm an expert entrepreneur. I'm a matchmaker of entrepreneurs and private equity. I put billions of dollars together for people. Billions. It didn't help me. I just did what I needed to do. I got paid well for it. Okay. Nah, I was never in a gang or anything. It wasn't interest me. I was strictly business, strictly business. Okay. Yeah. Jake, I have some downloads how to sell your business yourself. I've been a broker and a finder for the last 30 years. I bought and sold my own companies. That's what I do. Go on LinkedIn, see my profile, and you can sell your business yourself, but you got to prepare for it. You got to prepare a business for sale. Nah, it doesn't bother me. There's a lot of weird people. But those are the people that don't get ahead. Think about it. I just hope they don't have children. That's the problem. What are they going to teach your kids? Seriously. You know what I mean? Yeah, you could. You could give away its assets. Sure, you can do that. You don't have to sell it. Is it worth anything? That's the thing. Does anybody want it? Do you have liabilities? Or do you really have a brand? You could sell a brand. You see? My mother was a great mother. I didn't realize Ozzy was that bad a shape, man. Wow. But, you know, eventually everyone's going to die, even Aaron. Oh, my God. Okay, you know what? I'm past my bedtime, you know? Everybody says I'm a grandpa. I am a grandpa. And they call me Papa Rock. I hope this was useful. Eventually, we're going to weed out the weeds, you know? And hopefully the wheat remains, not the weeds. So I appreciate everyone that kind of connects with me, because at the end of the day, I know eventually you're going to have to trust me. You know, I know that. You know, that's all part of you too, trust. You know, and I know I have something to say, and to me, I mentioned to you, this to me is a business. And if it's going to help my grandchildren and great-grandchildren or people that are willing to be good people and work hard on merit and be good parents and to be good husbands, good children, you know, it's not easy. It's not easy, but I know, you know, my dad's at 100. I could say he did all that. And to me, that was my role model, was my father, you know? Okay. All right. Some of these people, I've already given you a heads up. The trolls, I'm trying to eliminate you. It's going to be a strategy, but I got good people watching me and kind of talking to these guys. But don't forget, where can I find those trolls? So I can, when I'm on live, I could just kind of say, this is you. That's how I look at you, as a toy, you know? Yep. Okay, think what's good. We'll clean this up as much as I can. I have great people that edit it. And if there's anything else, just let me know. It sounds like no one's got confidence, but it shows. It shows. And a lot of people that are ashamed that they wasted their life, it's hard for them to come out and say, you know what, I need help. Very few people have the courage to do that. And you know, very few people have courage to come online, you know? to do this and deal with all the abuse. But you know what? You just do the best you can, and whatever happens, happens. But I think it's working out. And I'm willing to come back because I can fight this stuff. All right? So God bless you guys. I'll keep in touch. All right? Talk to you soon.